Now, I have to say, I don't tend to go away from tradition all that often when it comes to a classic dish like this. But the one thing that I do like to use is a little bit of thyme. I think it has a wonderful flavor that matches really well with bacon and with fish as well. And this is a clean fish, so it's not a fishy fish, but I think thyme really, really works well. And this I got from my garden this morning, but you can find it in virtually every supermarket in the herb section near the salad greens. And all we're really going to do is just pull the leaves off, and I'm not worried if there's a little bit of stem in there because we're going to run our knife through it. And just a little bit, just chop it just a touch. I don't want to make it too fine. And then we're going to add that to our chowder as well. And I like to add it near the end because it will impart its flavor, but we won't boil it out. If I added it earlier, it may have completely lost its flavor. The natural oils in the thyme tend to be a very quick thing, so if it's in there for 5-10 minutes, that's about right. But if we had started from the beginning, which was probably about a half an hour ago, then you might actually lose some of that thyme flavor. So again, I like to add my herbs, especially in this case, thyme, at the end. Okay, and one last taste before we go for salt and pepper. Okay, so we'll just try our broth a little bit. And it's very close, but still a little bit more sea salt. And that's probably about a teaspoon more. And a little bit more pepper. Now you may worry about how much salt you're adding, but when you look at this, this is a big pot, and you're going to be able to serve at least 6 to 8 people with this. If you were doing appetizers, you'd probably be able to serve, oh, I don't know, 10, 12, if it was just a small bowl to start. But frankly, for me, this is the kind of thing that I like with a salad, a nice crusty bread, and you've got a whole meal. Whether it's lunch or dinner, it's a great way to go. So it's nice and thick, and you can see that there really isn't too much liquid to go along with it. It is almost like a stew, but it's not thick the way clam chowder normally is. You can see that it's got a little bit of thinness. Okay, so at this point we're going to bring it back up to a simmer. We're going to put the top on it, put it on the back of the stove, and classic chowder making technique says that that's where you harden the chowder. Now, I'm not really sure what harden means, but I do know that if you let it sit for a moment or two, it gets better and better, and it's a meal that eats even better the next day. So sometimes if you want to be ahead and you really don't want to have to be doing this kind of cooking on the day that you're entertaining your guests, you can make the chowder, let it cool, and then bring it back out, bring it back up to a boil. Again, however, you want to be a little careful about how much you're going to cook the fish. We have to bring it up to a boil, but we don't want to boil it for too long.